One person's death being connected to the weather.
In the south suburbs, people are surveying the damage to their homes and businesses, starting the long process of cleaning up.
All those downed trees and power lines mean hundreds of thousands of people in the region without power tonight. And we'll have an update on the outages coming up.
Yeah, but our coverage begins tonight on this Tuesday with the damage and devastation in northwest Indiana. One man has died in a home explosion in Portage, Indiana. That explosion could be related to the storms. Now, this all happening off Harrison Avenue. We know it is that person inside that house has passed away. We've been told that the explosion was related to the weather, but we don't know yet exactly what sparked that blast. We just got an update tonight from officials who say the damage caused by the storm hampered their efforts to respond to the explosion and ensuing fire quickly. Well, the damage throughout the city is widespread. This Portage mayor telling us much of the city still without power at this hour. One homeowner we spoke with says that she came home from work to find her home and her street surrounded by large tree limbs and power lines.
It's a little rough. We've lived here for 10 years. Nothing has ever happened like this. Just look around. Everybody got hit pretty hard.
People are just in shock and emotional. We'll have an update from Portage on Eyewitness News coming up tonight on ABC7 on Eyewitness News. Now, the south suburban communities of Homewood and Flossmoor, people are picking up broken pieces of their homes and moving away to downed trees.
ABC7's Leah Hope picks our coverage up from there.
Some on the road had lots of detours today. On Kedzie between 183rd and Flossmoor Road, traffic was restricted due to trees across the road and power lines down. The storm caused some damage to Homewood Flossmoor High School campus, where 250 students had to shelter with faculty.
Made sure that everyone was in an inside space without any surrounding glass or windows or skylights. And as the leadership was together as well, we took cover. So we took it seriously.
Just south of the school, there was damage to people's homes. A home on Baythorn Drive had roof damage, and elsewhere in the development, trees blocked driveways and power was out.
It's crazy. It's like I said, I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful that everyone is okay, but this is devastating.
I looked out the window and I just saw green, and I immediately went down to the basement and I stood under the stairway and I just waited until it passed.
Residents say this is especially challenging as they lost power for 2 days in another recent storm.
My food was I had to throw away everything. And so now I do not shop like I used to. I've been very conscious of this.
Leah Hope, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Well, the storm's bringing down several trees in Lansing. You can see this line of trees right there on the ground blocking the street. The village of Lansing saying that public works crews are out clearing the debris. Other trees in the community fell on top of the homes, and people say it is just hard to get around.
There's trees everywhere, and when we get here, well, right now we opened up a little bit, but the tree was literally covered inside the whole house. There's branches inside the house.
Well, the village is asking people to stay home if possible and avoid unnecessary travel so the crews can work.
A downed power lines reportedly sparking a house fire in south suburban Frankfort. And in Plainfield, people beginning the cleanup process from downed trees and other damage there. John Garcia has the story from Plainfield.
There are trees and parts of trees down all over Plainfield. The strong winds did quite a bit of damage, but possibly the worst of it is at Susan Welch's home. Part of a huge tree came down in the storm right on top of their roof. Fortunately, no one was injured.
It happened so fast that, it was scary.
All around Plainfield, neighbors are busy cleaning up, cutting up huge trees that fell in their yards. Debris everywhere. Part of a large tree split in Michaela Finlayson's backyard, falling onto the fence surrounding their pool. She watched the storm coming in from the safety of her home and then took video before finding shelter in her basement. Neighbors described the eerie sky as the storm came in.
Everything just kind of went flat and started laying down and never really came back up, and the sky turned very green.
With power knocked out, businesses like Workforce Brewery have to shut down. They are still dealing with losses from a power outage in early July, and now this.
Right now, we're just going to kind of hold tight and see when ComEd gets us our power back. That's kind of really all we can do at the moment. It's just a waiting game until we're back up online.
Plainfield has quite a history of serious tornadoes, including a powerful storm in 1990 that killed 29 people here. Plainfield's mayor says this storm is the strongest one he's seen since that time, and it's really fortunate no one was killed or seriously injured today. He took video of some of the damage at his property.
Cut right through that same path that the 1990 tornado had cut through. Not nearly as powerful, of course, but about as strong a storm as I can remember in a long time.
John Garcia, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All right, John, thanks for the latest there. Crews will work around the clock to restore power. Take a look at this. Right now, there are more than 500,000 people without power in the region. The hardest hit areas along the Illinois-Indiana border. I was reading a ComEd statement saying that they hope 80% of the people without power are restored by Thursday,
right,
and then 99% maybe by Saturday. So it's going to be some time. They've been dealing, those crews working around the clock have been so busy.
It seems like a weekly occurrence now. For the last 2 months, we've been dealing with this since the holiday July 4th weekend. The south suburbs getting hardest hit all the time.
Yeah, we don't have power at home, but we're going to be patient because we know those crews, those men and women, they're working their tail off.
I mean, it's just around the clock, and it just keeps happening because we're making history.
Yeah.
2 more tornadoes confirmed today, Greg?
Yeah, 2 more today, and I mean, they're just working basically by the hour with how much daylight they have to try and get as many confirmed today as they can, or as many details out. You'll see when I talk about the 2 that we have confirmed, one out near Crete, another near Homewood Flossmoor, that even those details are pretty sparse, as they just kind of looked around, they're like, yep, tornado, about this strength, and then they haven't gotten to the particulars of exactly how wide, how long it was on the ground, and exactly what the peak winds were. They're just trying to get as many out as they can. As these storms crossed into our viewing area shortly after about 10 o'clock this morning, and they rushed at highway speed, even higher in some cases, across our viewing area. They were in and out within about an hour and a half. That's when they did all of their damage, and then of course left all that damage in their wake that we are now picking up at this hour. That Boeing structure, kind of a classic look. This has now been preliminarily indicated as a derecho, which is a very rare thing to have. You have to have at least a 400-mile swath of winds that are in excess of 60 miles per hour with some 100-mile-per-hour extreme wind gusts. And that's exactly what this has produced as it made its way all the way through West Virginia at about this hour. Here it is at about 11 o'clock. This is when all that damage was getting done on the south side of town. You can see that Boeing structure again, kind of looking like a drawn bow from a bow and arrow. The highest winds right in the core here, making their way through St. John's and Crown Point, and then through Valparaiso, where they're probably going to find some tornado damage in that area too. Wouldn't be surprised if, and again, I'm just throwing it out there from what I saw on the radar, areas around St. John have a tornado confirmed. Wouldn't be surprised near Valparaiso. Wheaton, Warrenville had some pretty good circulation on the radar. Also down near Plainfield too had good circulation at points. And again, this action has all made its way now down through southern portions of West Virginia. That's how quickly it's moved away. A chance of storms tonight. I'm actually growing a little more concerned about that just from a rainfall perspective. And then another round tomorrow. We'll track those and see how the air and water show shapes up coming up.
Wow, these images have been incredible. So much activity. All right, thanks so much, Greg. We will have more coverage of the severe storms coming up, everybody, and how it is impacting a local animal hospital that did sustain damage.
First, a unique group of musicians will soon take the stage for an annual chamber music festival. We have a preview live in our studio next.
Alexander Hirsch.
Yep, just your first name's Alexander.
Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Ronnie.
Ronnie. Okay, thank you. Ronnie.
Okay. Violist.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great, thanks.
I'm Rob, this is Cheryl.
Yep,
Great to meet you.
Hey, I recognize them. The Nexus Chamber Music Festival kicks off tomorrow. We'll feature the Chicago premiere of Music for 8, the festival designed to bring chamber music to more people.
This is incredible. We have several other musicians joining us tonight. Alexander Hirsch, a cellist and the co-artistic director of Nexus Chamber Music. We also have Brian Hong, a violist and the co-artistic director of the Nexus Chamber Music, and Ranavig Marta Sark. Welcome. She is a violinist and a performing artist also at the festival. Welcome everybody to our State Street studios on this stormy night. Yeah. Maybe your music inspires some kind of, great music from this weather, because music is healing and it really is storytelling. And you guys play 3 different instruments. Tell us about the Nexus Chamber.
Yeah, we like to say we take ourselves not very seriously, but we take the music we play very seriously. Okay. And it's a passion project of ours. We've been doing it 9 years now, and it's one of the joys of our lives to do this.
That's kind of how we approach the show, right? We don't take ourselves too seriously, but we take what we're doing here seriously. What's it like to present 8 musicians from across the country?
Well, I think this is going to be Chicago's very first touring string octet. This is going to be a really, really special series of events happening tomorrow and the 2 days after. So
first time ever, you believe?
First time ever of a touring band of 8 musicians performing a full program.
Yeah.
It's really going to be wonderful. So tell me why you chose the instrument you chose and what makes it so wonderful to play.
Well, I grew up in a family of musicians, and there is evidence and photos of me trying to play the violin when I was about 2 or 3 years old with a book and a stick. I have no memory of that, but I do see the photo, so I guess I must have really wanted it.
Yeah, I want to see that. Tell us about your instrument, what you do and why you chose it, and why you play.
Yeah, I started when I was 5 years old. I was an abnormally tiny little kid, and my parents had to break it to me. They don't make double basses your size. So they said start with cello. Thankfully, I grew. This cello's really cool, and really most of our festival, we all play mostly very old instruments and also very new instruments and everything in between. This violin is made in Iceland in 2014.
See?
This viola
was made in the late 18th century.
What?
And this is made in 1695. It's older than the country it's in.
How do you keep it tuned?
Well, we try our best. I mean, the weather doesn't always cooperate, but we try.
Is that important to you guys as musicians to have? I mean, you're holding something that is hundreds of years old. Does that matter to you as you're playing?
I mean, we feel very lucky to play the instruments that we play, but at the end of the day, they're our voice and they are our tools. So we take really good care of them, but then we also try to let them speak for themselves on stage.
You used a book as a connection as a baby, right? As a toddler. But I mean, I've got to think your connection now to your instrument or instruments is significant in who you've become as a musician.
Oh yeah, the connection is so personal. It kind of feels like this is our child, and you just never want to be parted with it.
Right.
Now, are
wherever you want
the instruments universal? Can you play hers and his, hers?
We can play each other's instruments, but we cannot play the cello.
And I can't play theirs. I'm an only child. I didn't grow up sharing. It's a thing. I'm working through it.
Let's talk about the History Making Festival again. What type of music will people hear? What are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, we like to say that we're classical music omnivores, or we like all kinds of music. It's classical music, but maybe not the kind your grandparents listen to. It's a lot of old stuff, new stuff, and everything in between. And so we believe in commissioning. So we have a world premiere happening tomorrow night. It's this amazing Grammy-nominated composer. They wrote us a string trio that we're going to be playing tomorrow night. And we have some classics by Mendelssohn, by Shostakovich, a new piece that's inspired by jazz and swing music of the 1920s. And our whole group, people are flying in from Iceland, from England, from Germany, just to be here to play in this group.
Your motto is you create a unique classical experience. What does that mean, to be unique? Do you do hip hop along with classical? And I'd like to see you intersperse both of them.
Well, you know, at our concerts, you don't have to wear a suit and tie to be there. You can come as you are. It's a very intimate space. We have wonderful after parties, and we get to know the audience members and the communities that we play for, and it's a lot of fun.
And there's always amazing food at the reception.
All right, I like that. What are you most looking forward to for this? Just to be around other professionals like yourself? It's got to be neat. It's like NBA basketball players playing together. Like, these are some of the best musicians on the planet.
Yes.
Yeah, and especially there being 8 of us this year is so exciting, and we're getting to play such fun repertoire, and a lot of us go way back since college or even before that at summer festivals, so it's kind of like a happy reunion, and it's been just so much fun.
So this is year 9 for 8. I
Yes.
like that. So tell me, each one of you, I want to know your favorite artists you like to play their music and why.
This is gonna sound so boring, but I'm the biggest fan of like Schubert. It's like
boring.
you know, that's an old school, that's a deep cut kind of answer, but yeah, that's me.
Yeah, for me, it's Beethoven.
Beethoven, okay.
Also Beethoven for
Love
me.
it. As we wrap up this segment, I know we're kind of calling you on the carpet here. Will you play something for us?
Oh,
Words
sure,
or
I
something.
can
We'll just
play.
listen,
Yeah.
and then we'll just, thank you, because we might go to break as we listen to you.
Yeah,
You're all
sure.
great. What great conversation. You're all just so comfortable, and just it's awesome to be in your
Calming.
presence.
We need some calm
Yeah, right.
music
Come
after today.
Come anytime. So we'll listen. The 9th annual
soothing.
Nexus Chamber Music Festival begins tomorrow.
Wow.
With a performance at Winnetka Congressional Church. That's at 6:30. There's also performances on Thursday and Friday night. You can find all this information on our website, ABC7Chicago.com. I hear the food is pretty good too.
I mean, extraordinarily talented, all 3 of you. Thank you for joining us in
Thank
our
you
State
so
Street
much.
Studios. Best blessings to you,
Yeah.
and we enjoy that.
Continue to make history in this great city.
So nice.
Well, coming up, the city of Chicago wants to regulate data centers in the city limits. Executive order and steps being taken by the mayor today.
All right, let's take a live look outside, everybody. We call this the golden time of day. The sun is trying to peek out a little bit. Much calmer weather compared to earlier today. We're going to have an update on the storms and our next chance of rain. That's coming up in your AccuWeather forecast on the other side of the break.
It's a fight against the clock in Colombia, and rescue crews and civilians trying to find survivors of yesterday's deadly earthquake. And today, look at this dramatic video emerging as crews find and pull a mother and her 6-month-old baby from the debris of a collapsed building. Is that not remarkable? The 7.4 magnitude earthquake killed at least 181 people, injured nearly 2,600. It's unclear how many might be missing. Aid agencies consider the first 48 to 72 hours is crucial for retrieving people alive from that rubble. And Chicago's taking steps to establish new regulations for data centers to make sure to address community concerns about the potential impact of this expanding industry. Political reporter Craig Wall tells us the mayor signed an executive order today and is pushing for a temporary moratorium on new projects.
2 years ago, Chicago passed an ordinance on data centers that set up a working group to come up with recommendations for how to best respond to this growing industry. Today, the mayor incorporating some of those ideas into his executive order. On Chicago's near southwest side, a giant data center sits on 30 acres of land along the south branch of the Chicago River. It's one of 39 facilities of various sizes in Chicago. Industry executives say another 3 to 5 are planned in the city, including at this site in the Illinois Medical District that would serve the hospital and research centers in the surrounding area. Today, Mayor Brandon Johnson signed an executive order establishing a new framework for data centers and set up a task force to recommend long-term strategies relating to future development.
Chicagoans have been absolutely clear. They do not want data centers expanding across our city without strong protection for their communities, their utility bills, their air, water, and their quality of life.
The mayor also calling for the city council to pass a temporary moratorium on new data centers while additional guidelines are developed.
The city council's authority to place a moratorium on data center development and advancement at this time just makes sense as we work to create regulations around this new form of technology.
Some alders believe the city has to strike a compromise between regulating data centers and embracing the benefits they offer.
Listen, at the end of the day, a data center is a warehouse with servers in there. And these data centers create tons of property tax revenue, create tons of jobs for the building trades. And so there has to be a delicate balance.
Alderman Villegas says what the industry is looking for is stability so it knows how and under what conditions it can pursue development. The city council is not scheduled to meet again until September, and work on a new data centers ordinance could take some time. Alderman Villegas believes something could be ready for a vote before the end of the year. At City Hall, Craig Wall, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Craig, thank you for that report. Now we continue following the cleanup after this storms today. In Moni, the winds damaged the steeple at New Hope Christian Community Church. Now you can see it right there on your screen. It is hanging on its side. It's leaning. This is just some of the damage, though, that we spotted in that area that was reported.
The storms ripped the roof off Midwest Animal Hospital in Orland Park. The hospital says all pets are safe and emergency appointments are not affected. However, animal daycare will be affected as the hospital works to repair the damage.
And take a look at what one of our tower cameras captured, the clouds moving west over the lake. But take a look at this, just the change of the weather pattern so quick, the clouds going in the opposite direction, then back over Lake Michigan, then these changes happening shortly before 11 o'clock this morning. It looked like it was 11 o'clock at night at 11 o'clock this morning, watching these ominous clouds as they move through. And meteorologist Greg Dutras here now with the ABC7 AccuWeather forecast. It looked like midnight at 11 o'clock today.
So I want to, we've had no power since 11 a.m. And I'm out in the Plainfield, Naperville area, and ComEd just sent us a text. They have restored power.
That's great.
Out there. So there is some power outages being restored.
Wendy and John?
No, I haven't. I mean, I've been doing this. So I just, but I wanted to let, because there are a lot of people out there. I mean, we're saying close to 500,000 without power. That's coming back slowly.
And they said that they said 80% by Thursday, right?
Right. So they're just working so hard. So appreciate that. I know a lot of people probably are streaming us with whatever batteries they have left.
On their phones.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate that too.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're coming as fast as they can for you, and just take the picture of your neighborhood and then multiply that by 1,000. Like they've got to cut all of those trees manually off the lines.
Yeah,
they have to redirect the grid. It's just a lot of actual physical work. It's not like they can just go and boop, 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 and then have the power back on. They have to cut the trees off. They have to repair the poles that are snapped. They have to, shut off the power in some spots to regain the power. I do not envy them. They do very hard work after these storms, and they are, trust me, I know it's painful, working as hard as they can. All right, so we have 2 confirmed tornadoes so far, but the details are sparse. The National Weather Service not only keeping an eye on storms that are brewing tonight and tomorrow, but also trying to send a crew out and fight against daylight and all of the damage to find as many tornadoes and confirm as many as they can. So we got 2 on the list so far. They're assessing areas farther east than this EF1 on the Moneta Creek, so this may be a longer track than just through these 2 towns. And then another one, an EF1 at least, in Orland Park to Flossmoor, and they're inspecting into Will County too. So that may be extended back out off to the west, and that's at least EF1 damage surveyed from that particular track. That hasn't even made it into northwest Indiana, and at least around St. John, perhaps around Valparaiso. There's other spots too, Crown Point, where I saw rotation on the radar that there may have been embedded tornadoes. And now we're trying to quiet things down, but there is this sellout in Kankakee County. I do not think it's going to become severe, but there could be some 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts, and that is just off to the south of Crete, where we've seen all of that damage. This, as I mentioned before, has now been preliminarily classified as a derecho, and there is a very specific definition of a derecho. It is a long duration, high impact wind event with, you know, not just vibes attached to it, but actual numbers. Like, it has to be at least 400 miles long and have considerable damage reports, and some of those damage reports and wind speeds up around or above 100 miles per hour. Well, we got plenty of damage reports, at least 400 along the track of this. The track is at least 400 miles long. It's actually around double that, still going. It's 766 miles, and yeah, we're around 100 miles per hour, 99 miles per hour in Gary, Sugar Grove at 97. Plainfield, the lowest one on this list at 88 miles per hour. Plenty of rainfall too. Folks who lost power hopefully didn't see flooding. Usually you start getting that when those start approaching about 3 to 4 inches of rain, but there was certainly a lot of ponding on the roadways right after those storms pushed through. Now, later on tonight, we may see renewed thunderstorm development, watching some storms out there over Iowa. Then late tomorrow morning, early tomorrow afternoon, it looks like storms will mainly impact south and southwest of the viewing area. But we still do have a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms. We're not completely out of the woods. We're just out of the woods of another derecho moving through. 65 degrees rather off to the north, 70 in the city for tonight. We're in the 80s for tomorrow, and then looking forward to drier weather. A little bit of it in the extended forecast. I think Sunday will be the best day for the air show, but if you're local, you actually know that while the air show isn't technically Friday, that's the best day.
It is. It's all free, and you're going flying on Friday.
Are you still jumping with the Knights?
I'm jumping with the Golden Knights on Friday, just as long as the weather stays okay.
Rooting for you.
Yep, it'll be fun. I'm rooting for me too.
Yeah.
Right. You get the latest forecast anytime with the free ABC7 Chicago News app. Scan that QR code on your screen for a link to download.
We'll be right back.
Boot camp looks a little different when you're with the Bears. Today, 100 Chicago area military members trained with the team at Hallis Hall, and they were coached by Bears legend Lance Briggs. The boot camp featured a competition where each member of the winning team is getting tickets to a Bears game. How about it? They should all get tickets, in my opinion, yeah. We want to introduce you to Chicago, the dog. He's the new ambassador dog for People's Gas. So the job of People's Gas ambassador dog is to remind Chicagoans about the importance of calling 811 before starting any outdoor digging project. Chicago won a contest among several entries.
He loves the attention, so I just wanted to see if people would also love him and adore him just as I do. And I'm so glad that he won and people are able to see, who he is.
Do we all love him?
Oh, I would get that
little
dog.
fluffy fella.
Do you think Chicago calls 811 before he digs?
Yeah,
I want
one call at a time. So Chicago wants you to know that when you call 811, a professional comes out, surveys your property, and will mark it for free before you dig. It's free.
I want to meet Chicago and kiss him and hug him.
Me too.
It's
he needs
that
belly
fluffiness. Yeah, it's just so fluffy.
Okay. He doesn't get pet enough. I know it.
All right,
Right,
so
yeah, needs
Rob,
love.
this is it. This is your
I'm
story.
playing. I've played
Okay.
the last 2 times.
Okay.
The Powerball jackpot's increased again. This time it's $1 billion.
Right, he said he's not going to do
No,
it
I'm in now.
until he's
Yeah.
the B.
The B, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not worth it for
All
me.
right,
you know?
no one won last night. It was $975 million. Okay, so if you win, you get to take home $433 million. Just a lump sum.
So when it's tomorrow night is the draw.
Yes.
It's worth it.
What are you going to do when you win?
I'm going to buy a generator for my
Right.
house.
For the whole neighborhood.
For the whole neighborhood.
I've already got it down. Yeah. All right.
See you at 10, everybody. Look at the sun. Yeah.